So as you probably already know, The Suicide Squad was a huge flop when it comes to the box office, but that could really, in some very unexpected ways, put the nail in the coffin for movie theaters everywhere. Let's check it out. If you enjoy pop culture news like this, if you enjoy box office updates, all kind of news when it comes to pop culture, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I try to post multiple times a day on this channel. Let's get into the video. So yeah, if you don't know, The Suicide Squad was a huge flop when it comes to the box office. If you haven't seen the numbers yet, I will bring it up for you on screen right now. As you can see, Rotten Tomatoes says the weekend box office results, The Suicide Squad opens with 26.5 million as industry considers impact of streaming and variants. It was a less than explosive start for James Gunn's critically acclaimed gore fest, but why? Plus, Jungle Cruise races to 100 million and old, likely to avoid an unwanted record. As you know, the Black Widow movie also flopped, but it didn't flop this hard. The Suicide Squad flop was way worse than the Black Widow flop, and this is really going to hurt not only Warner Bros, not only DC movies in the future. Also, we still have a couple more movies to come out for Warner Bros on HBO Max for no extra fee. By the way, if you have HBO Max, you can just watch these movies for no extra fee. That is one thing that I'll say that Disney has over Warner Bros and HBO Max, because on Disney Plus you do have to pay an extra fee in order to watch these movies the same day that they come out in theaters. They will eventually become free. I believe it's 90 days after they release in theaters, they become free on Disney Plus, but to watch it the same day that it comes out in theaters, you do have to pay an extra fee, and that is a little bit smarter than just having it for free on your streaming service. It's a little bit smarter than what HBO Max does, because you're not going to make any extra money on HBO Max. Everyone who's going to watch these movies are probably, I would say most people who are going to watch these movies on HBO Max instead of theaters probably have already signed up for HBO Max. So yeah, you might be boosting your streaming service a bit, but I don't think it's worth it. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's worth it to have it for absolutely free. I think that if you're going to absolutely sabotage the box office numbers for your movies, you should at least have it for a little bit of an extra fee. But that's just my opinion, and I think that the Suicide Squad numbers kind of proves this, and it makes me very worried for Dune in the future, but also for movie theaters in general in the future. And I think not only are Warner Bros, DC, and other studios very worried about what's happening right now, not just because of the beer bug and all that stuff, not just because of that, but also I think that movie theaters are just in trouble right now. Yes, it's a lot because of the beer bug. It's a lot because of what happened in 2020 and what's continuing to happen in 2021. I don't know how much longer they can last. I don't know how much longer studios are going to want to put out big budget movies like this, because check out the Suicide Squad budget, 175 million. Will it even make its money back? Because I believe a report came out yesterday that said that they spent even more than double that on the advertising, on the marketing, on the promotion for this movie. I don't see them making their money back. What is Black Widow? What are the box office numbers for Black Widow? 359 million worldwide, and they had an opening weekend of $80 million. Suicide Squad opening weekend wasn't even close to $80 million. It was only $26 million domestic. Now, I'm not 100% positive if this is a worldwide opening weekend or no, this is a domestic opening weekend. So $80 million opening domestically, and Suicide Squad only had a 26.5 million opening domestically. Now, I think that has a lot to do with the HBO Max not having an extra fee to watch the movie and Disney Plus having a fee to watch the movie. But at the same time, I don't think it's that much of a difference. I don't think that Black Widow made that much money off of the Disney Plus stuff, because I think that you're definitely still losing money, not only because stuff is getting released online early. If stuff is getting released on Disney Plus the same day that comes out in theaters, it's a lot easier to pirate the movies. A lot of people are watching it illegally instead of paying for it on Disney Plus. And plus, if you're watching the movie with your family, if you're watching the movie with a group of friends, you only have to pay for the movie once instead of having to pay for each individual ticket. So you're still losing a lot of money. So yes, it is going to boost it a little bit over the Warner Bros. Release, over the HBO Max release, but not by that much, not by a margin of 80 million to 26.5 million. But where the movie theaters come into play is right here. And this is actually huge news. It might keep movie theaters alive for a little bit, but it shows that people are starting to worry about this stuff, that Warner Bros. Isn't happy. You know, they thought that they were going to be okay. You thought that they could go make their money back at the box office while also boosting their streaming service is probably what they expected. Kind of what Black Widow did. Black Widow kind of did, or it is going to make its money back and also boost Disney Plus a bit. Also get more people on Disney Plus because they want to watch the movie. So kind of a mission accomplished there. But Warner Bros. And AMC strike a 45-day exclusive theatrical window deal for 2022. Now, that sounds great and all, but the big movie that I'm worried about, the big movie that I wanted to see be released exclusively in theaters, and especially not released on HBO Max for free, at least give it some sort of fee to watch on HBO Max. And a lot of people are out there probably saying, why would you want to have to pay for a movie that you could just watch for free on HBO Max if you already have it? I just want to see these movies succeed. I want to see these films succeed. I want to see movie theaters stay alive. I want to see big budget movies stay alive. And right now, they're just not profitable. You just look at the numbers. They're just not profitable. Black Widow, not profitable. Suicide Squad 2, huge budget movie. A lot of people really like the movie, by the way. Rotten Tomatoes score is pretty good. The general consensus is that it's a really fun movie. It's not a, genius movie by any means, but it's a very fun movie and that everyone should go see it. That's what everybody's saying online right now. And the movie's just not making money. The movie is going to actually lose quite a bit of money unless it grows legs out of nowhere. But as you can see right here, like I said, AMC strike 45-day exclusive theatrical window deal for 2022. We're especially pleased with Warner Bros. Has decided to move away from day and date. Very stupid model. It's a great move that they did this. But Dune is the movie that I'm worried about. Dune is coming out in 2021 as of now. I'm hoping, as much as I want to see Dune, man, I've been wanting to see Dune so bad for so long. I do hope in the back of my mind that they push it back to 2022 because I think that could save not only movie theaters, I think that Dune itself could bring movie theaters back. What we thought Tenet was going to do a while back. I believe that movie came out in 2020. What we thought that Tenet was going to do a while back, I think that Dune could truly do it if you do push it back a bit. Not because of the, beer bug numbers or anything like that. Not because of that, but simply because of this deal. Simply because Dune will be released exclusively in theaters. And I think that a lot more people will be able to go out and see it now, especially if you push it back a bit. A lot more people will feel more comfortable going to see that movie in 2022. And if we get to have it released exclusively in theaters, it could save everything. But as of now, if Dune is released in 2021, people could watch it for free on HBO Max if you already have it, and people are going to illegally watch it just like they did with Suicide Squad and Black Widow. And not only is that going to hurt Dune, the franchise, Dune, the movie, and Warner Bros. Financially, but it's also going to hurt the future of the Dune franchise. It's also going to hurt possibility. I think there's already a Dune prequel in the works, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't just stop production on that. They couldn't just stop, working on that coming out, because in the works just means very early stages of development. They could halt that at any time if this movie does really flop. Hopefully, Warner Bros., hopefully they realize that this movie is just not going to make money, not because people don't want to see Dune, but simply because of the way that you're releasing the movie. It's not going to make money. That's the bottom line. If you release it in 2021, it's not going to make money. When Dune has the ability, if you release it in 2022, like I said, to really save movie theaters, to get the movie business booming again. And honestly, I think that this is the best of both worlds, because as you can see right here, before the beer bug pandemic struck, the traditional theatrical window was as long as 90 days. Studios had tried for years to collapse that period, but faced boycotts of doing so. So I think that the movie theaters being in so much trouble kind of forced them to budge on this and kind of just let Warner Bros. Have that 45-day period. That way, not only are they released for 45, if you really want to go see a movie like Dune, people are really going to want to go see that movie, especially once the word of mouth starts to hit. If the movie is good, like I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a very good movie. Once that word of mouth starts to hit, people are not going to want to wait 45, 40 days, whatever it is. They're going to want to go see it immediately. So having that 45-day period is going to be very good for movie theaters, very good for Warner Bros., because they're going to be able to get a big box office boom. Most of these movies that are going to hit $1 billion, most of these movies kind of figure out where they're going to sit box office wise about a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks in. The Rise of Skywalker hit $1 billion within a week and a half of its release, and it didn't make much more after that. It kind of really slowed down after that. For an example, that's one of the last movies that came out before this whole beer bug situation. But now if you have 45 days to go see the movie, it's the best of both worlds, because you have 45 days. If you're really not that interested in the movie, if you're not that interested in whatever movie is coming out in 2022 for Warner Bros., you can just wait 45 days and see it on HBO Max. It's not that long to wait. You don't have to wait a whole 3 months to see it. It's only a month and a half that you have to wait. So not only is that good for Warner Bros. Movie theaters, but it's also good for the HBO Max growth. So it's really the best of both worlds, and it's really a great deal for everyone involved. And I'm really glad that they did finally strike a deal like this to save movie theaters, because Dune, DC, or Suicide Squad could really have put the nail in the coffin if they didn't strike a deal like this. If they kept going with this day and date release, not only would it be really bad for Warner Bros., it would be really bad for big budget movies like Suicide Squad, like Dune, but really, really catastrophic for the movie theater industry. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. What do you think about this deal that Warner Bros. And AMC Theaters struck to have these movies come out 45 days after their release in movie theaters to come on HBO Max? Let me know what you think about the whole situation. Could movie theaters actually survive, or do you think that the movie theater industry as well as the big budget movies are dead? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you on the next one.